McDavid. Moves in, McDavid goes upstairs! What a goal!
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanyos here. Welcome to episode number 3 of this NHL 21 Edmonton Oilers Franchise Mode here. If you guys missed any of the last episodes, go up into the top corner of the video right now. There will be a link to the playlist so you can catch up on all the episodes you missed. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, please feel free to go down below and subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of 2020, and that would make my year if you guys could do that for me. Also, leave a like on the video if you enjoy it. That is a big if. And also make sure you leave comments on insights for what you think we should be doing as far as trades go, as far as player movement, as far as draft picks, all that stuff, because we're not quite getting enough feedback there to really make any executive decisions based on comments at the moment. So I think that's everything. Let's jump into the video. So last episode, the Oilers really had a rough season. Finishing well out of a playoff spot and actually second worst in the league behind the LA Kings. Unfortunately, that didn't really pay off as we were, actually, I guess we were the worst team. Yikes. But that didn't really pay off as we were only able to land the 5th best pick in the draft. Not getting Atsu Ratty. A whole bunch of teams moved up that really didn't need top-end picks, but they got them. So looking at this draft class, guys, if you remember from last year in franchise mode, players that were actually elite were Carson Lambos and Brandt Clarke, and I'm trying to figure out if we can potentially move down in the draft to take 2 really high-end defensemen, because those guys will be high-end eventually. At the moment, they really aren't, but that would be huge if we could do that. And when you look at our where is it? I believe it's our draft board. It shows our team strengths, weaknesses, and so on. And as you can see right here, our forward depth chart is really solid right now. Like, we don't have a lot of weaknesses there. That's an A+ overall forward group. But the defense is weak. It's a C overall, and then the goaltending is just atrocious. But that we could fix if we are able to land an elite goalie or two. So I think we're going to get into it here. We have quite a few picks this year in the draft. A couple 3rd rounders by the looks of it, as well as that top end 5th overall pick. So we might try to get some moves going here. But first things first, we're going to get into draft interviews and, hopefully potentially see, well, I mean, it would be nice to get a guy like Demetrius Ekblad, but I just don't see that happening. And when these top 5 players are on 2-year ETAs, or 3, it really doesn't make sense to take them. Like, the only guy that's supposedly NHL ready is Robert Cronwell. He doesn't fit our system by any means, so I'm instead going to go and interview these other defensemen that, seem to be a bit younger. Or not younger, but lower rated. And I'd be okay trading down and getting a 2-for-1 kind of deal. All right, so Carson Lambos thinks his shot is his best option for play. We're going to talk about his play style. I'm pretty sure he's a 2A defenseman. And, yeah, so he's a 2A defenseman for sure. And already a few seasons, so he's 3 years out probably by the looks of it. All right. So he wants to join the Oilers. That would be awesome if we could somehow get him. I'm just hoping that doesn't mean he's a... Okay, so he is balance pinched. Which would still fit our system. It wouldn't be the best, but it would work. All right, so we're going to do the exact same interview with Brandt Clarke here because I want to find out more about him. What's his strengths? Is it his shot? Yeah, okay, so I think he's going to be a 2A defenseman as well. That should work. I would love to get both these guys. I just don't know if we're going to be able to pull it off or not. Yeah, so he's a 2A and probably 3 years out as well. Yeah. Okay, so I think we have pretty good profiles on both these guys now. I would love to. Oh, he's 4 years out. Ouch. Okay, so those guys could be projects. I'm pretty sure Brandt Clarke is an elite defenseman, but unfortunately we have no scheme fit on him. He is a good sized defenseman for sure, and right and left-handed defenseman. We could bring one more of each, and that really improves our defense overall and gives us some value to work with. So I think we're going to advance here. We got our draft interviews done for the most part. We're going to get on the trade block. We're going to be looking to trade that first round pick. I don't know if we want to toss any prospects on there or if we just want to go with guys like Schultz and maybe like, I don't know, Montour maybe? I'm trying to figure out who exactly we're going to trade here. All right, so really trading down is the only goal in this draft, and it's going to be difficult to do for sure, but we'll see what we can get done here. If we can somehow turn 1 first-round pick into 2, that would be fantastic. Obviously, as you can see, New York and Boston do not want to draft at the high-end spots. They would rather trade those, but we're not going to do that for them. Instead, we're looking to trade down to like 9 and 10 maybe. So this is going to be difficult, obviously. I get the feeling Columbus might want to trade up. I would love to do a deal with them there. And if we could get players at 9 and 10 and the 2 defensemen instead of Trevor Wong, I would very much be looking to take that. So even though these guys technically are not good system fits for our team, I really want to get them. So let's see, can we trade the 5th for the 10th? I would love to do that. I don't know if we're going to be able to. And they'd take almost anybody from us, geez. Okay. So can we get something back in return? That's the other thing that I would really like to see. Is if we can somehow get like a 3rd round pick off of Columbus too in this deal. I would love to do this. I don't know if they'll take it, but let's see what they think about this. And that is trade accepted. Okay, so we get an additional pick plus moving down. That's how trading in the draft is supposed to work. And it really hasn't in the past. It's been brutal to watch, but if we can get pick 9 and 10, so we do have to swing another deal here to get this to work, but I assume Justin Schultz would be the best option to trade here. He is $4.2 million for the next 4 years, which I would, prefer not to pay him, preferably, but, it's not necessarily the only option we have. Another thing we could do, actually, hold on. Pierre Zabottle is a balance cycle. Broberg's a balance shoot, which really does not fit the system too well, honestly. So Broberg might be on the move just based on our system here. So if we could somehow move Montour and Broberg in this deal, I know it's a big trade. It's $4 million, and again, it kind of takes down our blue line strength. I believe we can rebuild the blue line pretty quickly here, even if we do make this trade work as well. And yeah, don't get me wrong, Montour is a very good two-way defenseman. He just did not put up points for us this year. So 2 more defensemen. Essentially, we're trading 2 good defensemen, 2 top 4 defensemen in exchange for hopefully an elite defenseman. Let's see if this goes through. And that's trade rejected. Okay, so instead of Montour, I'm still willing to trade Broberg just because he's really not a great system fit overall. Or actually, could we just go with Schultz? Could we just trade Justin Schultz there? Okay, so the Canucks, with their first overall pick in franchise history, take Atu Ratty first overall with a high elite potential in 2021. Okay, so let's go back to Nashville, see if we can swing a deal here. And if we get back-to-back picks, I'm going to be extremely happy, but I think we are going to have to slightly overpay here to get this deal done. And I'm assuming it's going to have to be Broberg plus Schultz. I think that will go through for the 9th overall pick. And yes, it is taking down our defensive strength at the moment, but it's building our prospect pool if we get this through. So, trade rejected. Okay. So this is where we might have to dip into our picks now. And I'm kind of feeling like, we have 3 third-round picks coming up next year. That's pretty solid. Let's try trading that Columbus third-rounder we just got. See if that goes through. And it does. Okay. So that works quite nicely. And I think we have managed this about as well as we possibly could. So now we just kind of got to wait and see who else gets drafted ahead here. And hopefully hopefully neither of those defensemen get taken because they are supposedly further down the board. All right, so with the second pick, the Rangers are going to take Kronwall, and he's 77 rated offensive defenseman. Not too bad. All right, Svitov goes third overall there. That's pretty solid. I think we're going to sim up to pick 9. Just hope neither of those defensemen get taken, and it looks like they didn't. Perfect. Okay. Ekblad fell to pick 5, so we could have potentially gotten him at pick 5, but I'm sure Columbus will be happy with that. That's not bad. Okay. I think we made the right move, though, because a 69 overall two-way defenseman at 18 years old. Yes, Ekblad's good, but again, he really didn't fit our system too well. I mean, neither are the other guys that we're looking at here, but I really am excited to take Lambos and Clark here. I think they're going to be our defensive pairing of the future, hopefully. So yeah, if we can get both these guys in one draft, I'm not going to pass it up. So with the 9th overall pick in the 2021 NHL Entry Draft, the Oilers select Carson Lambos, 9th overall. And he's 62 overall, so we give up 7 overall ratings on Lambos compared to Ekblad there. I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference overall, as long as Lambos can go back to Winnipeg and have another sturdy season. 35 points is not bad by a defenseman at 18 years old at all in the CHL. And then with the 10th overall pick, the Oilers are going to select Brandt Clark, 10th overall, 11th ranked prospect. I don't think any of these other guys are really going to be any better. So, again, I'm not entirely sure on that, but I'm going with what I believe is a surefire pick here, and beautiful. Okay, so we get 260-ish rated two-way defensemen, left and right-handed, 9th and 10th overall. I believe these guys are the future of our blue line, and I'm very excited to see how well they can grow here. And, of course, we have trade pieces in case the future drafts are stronger for some reason. So let's just see what else is available. Josh Roy was a high top 6. Vikingstad was a nobody, really. Turner was a decent defenseman, but not elite. And it doesn't look like there really was any crazy elite players in here, but, you know, obviously good players still. This is a fairly strong draft overall. And I'm happy with those 2 picks. I think we really played the first round properly there, and were able to snag the players we wanted, essentially. All right, guys, so we are going to sim over to, I believe, what is pick number 66 now. I don't have no idea who we're taking, but I've got very minimal ideas of who we're actually going to get at these picks. So it'll be interesting to see what we can do here, but at the same time, I'm really not expecting all that much from the team here, or all that much from the rest of the draft, sorry. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. It'll be interesting, but I don't know if we're going to land too many great picks. So guys, we are going to sim over to pick number 66. I think I know who we're taking, but not entirely sure. Oh wow. Okay. Will German was a very nice elite goalie there. LA snags a beautiful second round pick. And besides that, you know, quite a few medium top 6 players in here, but overall, I don't think we missed all that much besides the goalies here. Yeah, it was mainly the goalies that were the real strong points. Oh, and Dansk I was looking to take, but he gets drafted there. Fortunately, he was only a high fringe starter. Let's see how the rest of the first round went. Doesn't look super strong. Like, it looks strong. Yes, it's a first round, but no like crazy elites or steals or anything like that. So let's take a look at the draft board, what we currently have available here. I was looking at a guy like Datsuk for a while, but I just don't think we're going to take him. If we go with Shigerel or Malatesta, I know those guys will be good, but I kind of almost want to take a risk on another defenseman, but I don't think we're going to. I think we're going to look more towards forwards, or even, total blind shot in the dark on a goalie. That's potentially dangerous, but we might do this. So you know what? Let's take Ivan Vorobyev, see how he turns out. We really haven't drafted all that many goalies overall so far, so we're going to take a shot in the dark and see if Vorobyev actually turns out to be something here at the beginning of round 3. I would love to see us steal a goalie here, but it's unlikely. So, Vorobyev, a 60 rated fringe starter at 17 years old. Not terrible, but not spectacular either by any means. All right, so after that third pick of ours in the draft, we're going to sim over just like a couple picks here. And I think I'm going to take Mapletoft, who I have pinned. Actually, oh, do I take Mapletoft? Maybe not. I think I'm going to go with a guarantee pick here. And a local pick, too, for that matter. Plays for the Hitmen. Sean, I believe it's Shigeru is how you say it. Yeah, because the T silent, so it's Shigeru. Yeah. Sean Shigeru, we're going to take him. He only had 1 assist in 35 games for the Hitmen, so lower rated player, probably like a power forward type player, but I think we're going to take him 69th overall just because I know he has some potential and could, eventually make the NHL. And there you go, 49 rated, medium top 6 forward at 18 years old. He's just got so much room to grow overall there. And fun fact, guys, Sean Shigeru was actually the first center of the Oilers draft here in this franchise. Actually, sorry, that's a lie. We did take Hancock last year, but the first center we draft in this draft anyways. Over to pick number 111 now. Let's see what we missed out on. Doesn't look like a whole lot. Corbin was a decent defenseman. LA did not luck out as much in this last round. Vancouver did, though, as Bisek is or Bishek. Oh, come on. Mapletoft was an elite defenseman, too. Are you kidding me? I totally missed that. I totally blundered that. Oh, man, we could have had him. I literally hovered over him. I was like, nah, we don't need another defenseman. Could have used him. That's too bad because, man, that would have just added value and trade room, like trade offering room for this team. Andrew Chuck was nice, too. And another elite goalie, Henry Whitney. Man, that's like 4 elites. Well, not elites, but like 4 really solid players in that round. Dang, man. Dang. Yeah, wow. Okay, so we didn't necessarily miss. We got good players, but that one just stung, man. Like, ouch. All right, guys, so I am essentially just taking another complete shot in the dark here overall with this upcoming pick. The player we are going to go and select is Nicholas Erzberg. I have no idea. Again, absolutely no idea. The scouting this year is pretty bad, so we're going to take the highest ranked player there, and he does not turn out by any means a low bottom 6 two-way forward. That's brutal. All right, so you can't win them all, obviously, but that is a pretty bad pick overall, and I'm sure we missed a couple picks there, or a couple players that would have been way better than that. Maybe not, actually. This is looking pretty weak in here overall. Yeah, I don't think we really would have done much better draft than anyone else either, so I'm all right with that. It happens. There's certain weak spots in every draft, and that was definitely one of them. Okay, so as much as I want to take another goalie, I don't want to seriously miss again like we kind of have already. I'd rather go, okay, so we got pick number 140 here. We could take a total risk. Wait, where's Parse expected to go? He's at 175. Okay, so I think we have room to take risk here. I mean, we just did on that last pick, and it obviously didn't turn out. But with pick 140, Nazir McChesney could potentially be an elite goalie. I have no idea. You could say the same thing about, other goalies moving down in this draft. But I do want to kind of take the next goalie available. Well, not the very next goalie available, but the next one I know who's going to be good, which is Tristan Lennox. We'll take him with pick number 162 coming up here. And as of right now, we're just going to take a shot in the dark again, select the highest ranked player on the board. And McChesney, again, a fringe starter. So we're drafting goalies that we are either going to trade in deals or just never even use, unfortunately. But yeah, another 60 rated fringe starter there in Nazir McChesney. The other thing that sucks about these fringe starters is that they are probably going to be like, they're not going to be the elite goalies, but we're going to miss elite goalies because of taking these guys. I can almost guarantee that. So you look back through here, any elite goalies, Blomqvist fortunately was not. That was the one I was kind of worried about. We miss a low elite in Jason Rowe, though, so that sucks for us, but that's great for Montreal. Doesn't look like we really missed too much else in here. I could have sworn I saw an elite. I guess that would have been Rowe. Yeah, okay. So we got pick number 162 here. And with pick 162, I believe we are going to select Tristan Lennox. He's the best goalie available, I assume. I swear to God, if Oleg Zaitsev is an elite goalie, I'm going to lose it. But no, I know Tristan Lennox is going to be a 52 rated starter. And that's just from playing this game too much, honestly. So, yeah, he's a great goalie there for Saginaw. He plays for Saginaw, right? Yeah, he does. Okay. So, yeah, I totally expected what we got there, and that is a good pick, in my opinion, in the... Is this the 5th round or the 6th round? This is the 6th round, man. That's a great pick. All right, so simulating over to pick number 172 now. We're getting into the later rounds of the draft here for sure. Thank God Zaitsev wasn't elite. I was going to be real mad if he was. And with these picks here coming up, we don't have too many players left, really. There's another Maple Toft. I'm not going to pick him just for the sake of his name. So a guy we could take could be someone like Peterka. We know he's going to be decent, but we still actually have 3 picks left, and I really don't have too many other players pinned out here. So let's just go back up, see what is available for no face, no name kind of players, because those are the only guys that could potentially have potential, right? So who is most likely to have potential out of all these guys? Why do I feel like Simon Robertson? This is just from the my player perspective of the Be a Pro. I feel like Simon Robertson is a medium top 9. I don't know why. I just get that feeling, and I kind of want to take him now. So maybe we'll take Simon Robertson. And then Jack Quinn is available at the end of this round. Maybe we'll take him. I don't know why. I just have Samuel Giordano pinned out there. And that's really looking like it's it for this draft, man. We have to make 3 picks here still, but Turkov maybe? We could try to take him. Or McInnes, I guess, as well there. All right, so I think with pick number 172 here, we are going to go off the board, select a right winger, which we haven't selected yet in this draft, in Simon Robertson, and see how he turns out. And Robertson is a low top 9, all right, 55 rated, 18-year-old 2A forward. Not too bad for a 6th round pick. So I'm not complaining with those picks. Obviously, low elites would be nicer to snag in the last rounds, but that is very hard to actually pull off. Yeah, there's just no low elites in there overall. Okay, so with this upcoming pick here, we could go with a guy like Jack Quinn or someone like that, but instead, I'm kind of feeling the Samuel Giordano right now. Again, we have drafted, actually, I want to say we drafted a lot of defense. We only took 2 defensemen right at the start of the draft. So this will be our 3rd defensive pick, I think. Taking a total shot in the dark again overall. I mean, it says he has low elite potential, possibly, but we will see, right? We have no idea. And Giordano is actually the oldest player we select too here at 19 years old. Everybody else has been 18 or 17. So Samuel Giordano turns out to be a medium 7th defensive defenseman. 63 overall. So actually the highest rated player we select in this entire draft, funny enough. But yeah, for a 7th round pick, that's kind of funny that that's your highest rated player so far. All right, and finally to our last pick of the draft, pick number 204. We're going to shoot way off the board again here and just, essentially just take who's available. Jack Quinn would have been a better pick for sure. That's too bad, but it's all right. It happens. So with our last pick, we're going to take another defenseman. We're going to go with Tommy McInnes, see how he turns out. Obviously, we have no idea. And he is a medium 7th again. Ouch, you stupid game. Man, like all these players are just nobodies. How is Arneson 67 rated? Like I get it, he's 19, but like man, that's higher than like some of the top prospects in this draft. Jeez, okay, so yeah, McInnes was a nobody, and that essentially wraps up the draft here for us. All right, so now that the draft is complete, you can see our entire draft list. Only about 4 really good picks, I would say, in that draft. Obviously the first 2 are going to be, potential NHL top end players. And then after that, Sean Shigerel potentially could make the NHL, and same with Tristan Lennox. Apart from that, I can't say it was a spectacular draft overall, but I do like the top prospects we got in here for sure. So let's advance a day or 2 here on the contracts and just see how things go. Most players should resign. I'm questioning Etanyos, wondering if he's actually going to sign with the team. So Ennis rejects. Yeah, Etanyos rejects. Kara rejects. Archibald signs. Jones signs. Curry signs. Bouchard signs. That's a big one. McLeod signs. Maximov signs. Samorukov signs. Kuffner rejects. Clark signs his ELC. Same with Lambos. Seekinen resigns. Jesse Puljujarvi resigns. All right. So there's going to be some morale changes for not re-signing Etanyos and so on and so forth. But overall, I think we're doing pretty good. So let's check out free agency, see what's available. Pietrangelo is $14 million. Are you kidding me? That's insanity. Ooh, there's a player we might actually be interested in pursuing, even though he has $10 million. Morgan Riley would be nice. Torrey Krug would be pretty nice too, not gonna lie. We only have $15 million, so it's not like we can completely splurge on free agency here. You imagine if we got Ovechkin, man. That would just be scary. Ovechkin and McDavid together. This is something I do want to pursue, though, is a top-end goalie, potentially. That is something we could definitely look into. I am serious on getting a guy like Markstrom or Merzlikins, or I think we're going to offer Markstrom. We're going to offer him $7 million for the next 3 years. I would be totally happy with that, and that takes up about half our cap space. We'll have to spend less on defensemen and so on, but I would be totally happy and willing to do that. I think our game plan here is going to consist of get a top-end goalie, get a good defenseman, maybe not a top-end defenseman, but get a good, solid top-4 defenseman. I'm thinking Ekholm, just based on our progress reports and how the team's looking. That would kind of be the best option right now. Another option we have is moving $4 million in Brandon Montour, maybe doing more of a cap dump kind of situation there, just to clear things up a bit. And then besides that, I'm still kind of trying to piece together our lines here. So what I wanted to actually do, Draisaitl grew a fairly significant amount, 2 overall versus McDavid's 1. I want to try Draisaitl on the first line if the chemistry will allow it, and maybe try McDavid as our second line center and see how that plays out. I think that would be really solid. Left wingers are looking ridiculously weak right now, but I do see us potentially moving like Yamamoto over, or maybe, yeah, it's tough. It's tough to figure all this out. What I'm looking for actually is a I'm thinking of a first-line left winger, but not like a super expensive one, more just a player that fits the first-line left wing. Maybe we go with Andre Palat, not going to lie. He is $5 million, so that's not cheap by any means. We do have to go out and get some defensemen still here. Preferably Ekholm or Lindholm. I think Ekholm would be my choice, but Lindholm is cheaper and less expensive and has less teams vying for him. So, who actually wants Lindholm? I will go out and get him if nobody else is willing to. And for 6 years at $6.5 million, that's a great contract. It really is. I would love to make this signing right now. We'll see if it happens. I'm going to offer that. So that's 2 offers put down, I believe. Oh, no, I guess we didn't offer Markstrom yet, but we're going to offer him. So that's $13.5 million out of our 15.6 spent, or offered anyways. Not necessarily spent yet, but it's essentially spent as long as we made good offers there, and I think we did. The last guy I would like to sign is probably Nikita Gusev, just on a smaller term deal. Oh yeah, if he's only $5 million for 3 years, I will definitely go and try to clear cap space for that. All right. So looking, I need to just figure out the team in my head here, get it down on paper, and just kind of get everything set up here. All right, guys. So assuming that we actually land, assuming, this is big time assuming, okay? Assuming that we land Markstrom and Lindholm, we're stuck with $2 million left in cap space. And as much as I hate to do this to Oiler Nation, man, I think this might be the time where we look to trade Nugent Hopkins, because he's $7.5 million in cap space. It's a big cap hit overall for a two-way forward that doesn't necessarily fit the top end of your team. We're going to need something big back in return for Hopkins. We can't do any kind of small deal here. I'm looking for guys that can play now, and I'm not seeing them. So I think what I'm mainly looking for is A, cap space, and B, third line players. That's what I'm mainly looking for. All right. I think I've got a deal put together here. This is a very strange one when you first look at it, but when you look at how the players fit together and how the team could potentially work, I think this is a pretty solid deal overall. They're saying Vrana's going to fit possibly on a top line spot. That would be fantastic. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull it off or not. I don't think the second rounder is going to allow this trade to go through, but if we could offer a third rounder next year in exchange like Ottawa's, this might go through. And then you'd get Bonino as well at $2.3 million, so he takes up a good third line center kind of role, I would assume. I'm hoping. I don't know entirely if he's going to fit again. And at 33, he's got 1 year left on his deal, so no real complaints there. Let's try it. Let's see if this goes through. The Capitals would add Hopkins, who's a very solid two-way forward. And we, in exchange, would add a left-wing sniper, which I think we could use here. I know we could use in Vrana. And let's try it. See if this goes through. And it does. Okay, so big trade there. I think we cleared up almost $1 million in cap space as well in that trade, I believe. How much money do we have cap-wise now? Yeah, we cleared up about $1 million as well. So that was definitely worth the trade. I think we definitely got the better pieces there. And I'm very interested to see how Vrana actually fits with this team. All right, guys, so after some pretty large trades and player movement, I think we are ready to advance here into free agency and just see how things turn out. I think we're going to get Markstrom and Lindholm. That would be awesome. Two fabulous Swedish players, but we'll see what happens here. So, come on, boys. I need you to sign. And, all right, day 5, there's got to be something. So there you go. We get Hampus Lindholm, and we get Jacob Markstrom. Fabulous deals. That is awesome. All right, the only way I could see us improving this team anymore would potentially be by adding maybe one more player. I think we need one more kind of like depth player in this system. Yeah, whether that be, I mean, we don't have a lot of cap space left, right? That's the main issue here with the Oilers, is that there's just no cap space remaining. Actually, there is. Okay, well, there you go. Unfortunately, I don't think we have enough money to sign anyone I really wanted to. Actually. Ooh, this is interesting now. We just about have enough money to sign Ekholm. Gusev is still there as well. Oh, man, we could get Gusev. And he's a playmaker, which is huge for what we need. Do we go for Gusev or do we go for Athanasiou? That's tough. That is a tough decision, man. I think maybe we offer Gusev a slightly shortened deal. Offer him maybe 2 years or 3 years at $5 million, because I think he's a fantastic player still. There really are not a lot of power forward options available here. Like Sanford's the only one, and forward line 4 is not going to cut it for system fit. So I think we're going to go with Gusev. He'll be our final offer here that we make. 3 years at $5 million, and that will essentially spend all the cap space we have and put together a much more contending Edmonton team from what we saw last season. And not only that, but we have those defensive prospects coming up through the system slowly too now that we just fleeced the draft on. And there you go, we get Gusev. This team is so much more deadly than it was even just like a little while ago, like just before this offseason. This team is so much more deadly, and I am absolutely hyped to see how this team turns out. So I believe, yeah, we can just upgrade and repair all the rest of this stuff. But I'm going to simulate to the next season here, guys. We are going to get right through it and or right through the rest of the off season, and I will see you guys when the team is all set up. All right, guys. So after that absolutely fantastic offseason we had, here's the team the Oilers will be rostering for the 2021/22 season. I think that this system is going to work a hell of a lot better than the system last year did with playing Draisaitl and McDavid together. I think it's definitely better to split these guys up. Put them with some very high-skilled players still. Like, yes, Eberle can score. We all know that, but he can set up too. Like, you look at his career stats over the years, he's got a decent amount of assists in his career. He has been able to produce fairly well for creating for his teammates. And you look at Gusev, it's the same kind of story. He just puts up assists like a machine. He can score too when you need him to, so that's always, I think that's going to be a great fit, because when you boost each one of those guys by 3 overall, that's scary. That's an 88 Eberle, a 97 Draisaitl, and an 86 Gusev. Those guys are going to light it up on the first line. We have another +3 chemistry boost on the second line, which means a 99 overall Connor McDavid. That's just scary to even think about. And then an 87 Verana and an 86 Yamamoto. That is a very, very solid second line too, and I think those guys are definitely going to be able to crush it. This whole team is just looking way better than last season. Benson and Puljujarvi hopefully going to get some growth here, as they are both listed as, third, fourth line depth forwards. So I think they'll be able to grow for sure in these roles. I'm really hoping Puljujarvi can put up more than 22 points this year. That would be my assumption, considering he's gone up 2 overall. I think he can do that. And, Bonino isn't a Connor McDavid, but he's a very solid two-way forward who should be able to definitely boost the plus-minus numbers on Puljujarvi, at least by a little bit, because that was pretty brutal last season. And yeah, the depth is looking good on the team overall. It's not crazy depth, but it's good depth. And then the defense, again, the +3's chemistry means an 88 Lindholm, 86 Bear, 87 Clefbaum, and 85 Montour. That is a great top four. And then Bouchard and Jones, two younger guys, but definitely going to be able to contribute still, and should not be terrible by any means. And then in net, again, we have another wall. We've got Jacob Markstrom, who's going to stop shots. He's been able to put up consistent wins throughout the majority of his career. He puts up at least 25 wins a season, and that's playing for fairly weak teams overall as well. When you look at it, like Vancouver over the last 5 years was not spectacular. Same thing with Florida, so you can't exactly blame his numbers on him being a bad goalie so much as the team in front of him. And I think we've given him a chance to really put up some fantastic numbers, some career highs, hopefully. Same thing with Ullmark. He's going to be a great backup. Was only able to put up 18 wins for us last season, but again, the team was not nearly where it is right now. And Kara and Ennis there. As far as special teams go, we should be able to get both of these to a +3 chemistry boost if I do this right. I think what I gotta do is move a guy like Clefbaum out and instead toss a guy like Bouchard in. I think that is going to make a world of difference. I'm going to toss Verana there. We're going to toss Ethan Bear in here as well. Again, the offensive mindedness of these players is going to make a world of difference. Let's try Draisaitl here. Maybe Eberle there. That looks better already. I don't know why Teddy Bluger's on here when we've got other guys like Puljujarvi or Yamamoto, or players that are offensively minded and fit the power play. I don't know why they're not playing, but they're not, which is interesting. Let's see, how else can we improve this? Probably switch out the two-way forward, I would say. We currently have no playmaker on this system. So yeah, if we go like that, that's already boosted. Who else do we have for left wingers? We could try putting Benson on, but I don't know if that's the best idea. Maybe we go with a guy like Lindholm instead. You know what? That might be the fit. Baron Lindholm, I like that. I like that whole power play. That looks really deadly. And again, just having those guys on +3 chemistry is going to make a humongous difference. All right. Again, just need the offensive defenseman in here. That's really the only difference as far as ratings and overalls go. So the second we switch those guys out, the whole system looks better for sure. Yeah, no question about that. The PK looks really good overall, I would say. No complaints there. Only thing I might change, maybe if Ethan Bear doesn't fit, and Caleb Jones should fit. Not as well. Maybe we'll go like that. It looks good. It's not a bad PK by any means. Again, Bear is going to drag that down a little bit, so a guy like Jones, again, is just going to fit better. I like how the team looks. Like, even with that single -1 on the PK, everything's looking good. There's no question about that. It's more just a matter of, this is 4-on-4, right? Let me toss Puljujarvi in on the 4-on-4 with Draisaitl, or maybe with McDavid. We'll play Puljujarvi and McDavid together on the 4-on-4, and that should be interesting for sure. I like Marody. I think he deserves that spot there. But again, Bonino for McDavid, we just got to switch that more so than anything here. So let's go Bonino for maybe even Yamamoto. Yeah, Yamamoto should be playing there in 3-on-3 for sure. Extra attacker makes sense. Yeah, that all looks good. All right, so there you go, guys. That is your Oilers team for the upcoming 2021/22 season. Should be interesting to see how things go. I'm really impressed with the team. I think we got a lot of growth going on here. I think the team is going to just continuously get better from this point on. Oscar Klefbom going to be wearing that third letter there after obviously McDavid and Draisaitl. Those guys aren't going to lose letters anytime soon. So yeah, it's looking real good overall. We're going to simulate just the regular season just to check out the first round of the draft class that's coming up here, because we do have a first round pick. Doesn't mean it's going to be a high one, but as we saw last season, you never know. Sometimes teams can absolutely tank it when they don't look all that bad. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen in this upcoming season? It should be fun, should be interesting to see how the Oilers get things done here. And I'd say now that we're, this is coming up to the end of episode 3 now. Now that we're in episode 3, I think we've finally gotten our feet on the ground as an organization. And I think the team is finally looking towards a winning culture, which is good because that needs to change in Edmonton. And I think we can do that after one pretty terrible season there last year. So let's take a peek here at the draft class once the simulation is done. I scouted the entire first round, 32 players-ish. I mean, some of them we didn't have players in the region for, but looks like we got a power forward center kicking things off here at the top of the draft. Looks like a good player for sure. Russ Coe, I believe is how you say it. And then besides that, I really don't recognize too many of these other guys overall. Obviously Nathan Gauthier, or Gaucher, sorry, not Gauthier. Nathan Gaucher is going to be a good player. Bunch of weird ones in here for sure as far as scout rankings go. Gortz is listed high. That is, I'm going to scout Oscar Gortz again because our scout rankings have him at number 8, 8th best player on the board. So that's interesting. Even though, we really don't need defense at this point. Overall, I'm really hoping our guys can kind of just grow. But, if you can trade a 3-year or even 2-year ETA player for a 1-year ETA player, that's usually going to be worth it. Besides that, I scouted this goalie because he shot up big time from where he was. He can play goalie and goalie. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, overall, I think this will be an interesting draft. We're not going to see too many picks get made by the Oilers here in this draft or this upcoming one, hopefully. I just realized Par Backer is actually he's gonna be someone we have our eyes on for the extended future, and ranked 19th overall. That would be a player, or more so a goalie, that we are going to keep a watch out for and try to potentially get if we have a pick around that area. Anyways, that's just a quick kind of overview briefing of the draft class, and let's just take a look at how good this Oilers team is for the end of the 2021/22 season. So, or at the beginning, of the 2021/22 season. So 92 offense, 87 defense, 88 goaltending. That's got to be one of the better teams in the league, I would say. I didn't get to see how good the Capitals are looking. 95 offense, 91 defense. Did I see 71 goaltending? I'm sorry. Did I actually see? Yeah, 71 goaltending. Okay. So I could play this whole game. I think I'm just going to call the episode there, but I hope you guys enjoyed this third episode of the Oilers Franchise Mode. I think we're definitely on the right track as far as the franchise goes, and we should, hopefully be making the playoffs by next season, knock on wood, right? But yeah, things are looking much better, and I think that this is going to be good. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you go down below, leave a like, a thumbs up on the video. That really helps the YouTube algorithm out and drives more views to this video and my channel in general. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you doing? I'm releasing 3 times a week here NHL 21 content, and if you guys are enjoying it, make sure you hit that sub button. Also, turn on notifications so you never miss when I upload, and feel free to leave comments for what you think we should do with this Edmonton team moving forward, which players we should draft, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you go drop the comments down below. But anyways, that is going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Etanyos signing out, and see ya.